Hi there and welcome to Thursdays with Annette at 2 o'clock. I'm super fizzy and excited about today's show because as you can see on my bench, I've got lots of props because today we're going to be talking about quick, easy meals. Now I'm all for quick and I want it easy. So if you struggle with getting dinner on the table or ideas that are quick and easy, I've got them all for you today. So you need pen and paper because I'm going to slam you with lots and lots of fabulous ways for quick, easy meals. Now I'm even going to cook you a main and a dessert and show you how quick some of my recipes really are. But before we get into the show, let's go back to last week's, and we had some fabulous winners that were very excited about getting book 7 personally signed, and that was the amazing Annette Sym, the awesome Jackie Cullen, and the super fizzy fabulous Lynn Brebner. So each of those girls are the winners from last week's show, and of course we will be doing giveaways later as well, so you just need to make sure you stay tuned till the end and see what you're going to win. Now, one of the things that I find really important is to have some good basic staples in the pantry, and that way you can always make something. For example, a can of tomatoes is so fantastic to throw in anything. Now, I find them really good for, you could do it with the tuna, your can of tuna, you throw in some garlic, a bit of onion, and a bit of tomato paste if you've got it. If not, it doesn't matter. And pasta. You've got a great meal just using 2 cans. So that makes it super easy. So always have those in the pantry. Another one is cream corn, and I'll tell you how you can use that a little bit later because it's so fabulous. And the humble baked beans. I mean, us Aussies, we love our baked beans. And I've even done a recipe called Bean Surprise in book 2, which is phenomenal, and I often have it on a Saturday for lunch because sometimes you just want something a little bit different, especially in winter. You want something a bit hot. And how you do the bean surprise is you use a can of baked beans and then you chop up some veggies, put it in the microwave, and boom, there you go. On toast, in a jacket potato, it's fabulous. So never think that baked beans need to be boring again, but super quick. All right, so now when you think about some of the staples, one of the main things that I have in my freezer a lot is spaghetti bolognese or bolognese. Now I've got basic bolognese in book 1, and basically all it is you chop up some onion, put some garlic in and some mince and some canned tomatoes and tomato, boom, you're done. Now the great thing is about the bolognese though, it can be 3 different things. So one is that it's a bolognese, so you'd have spaghetti with that. The next thing you can do is you can just make the mix up and add in some chili and a can of Mexi beans, and they will then turn it into chili con carne, and you would have that with rice. Now the other way you can do the bolognese is by adding the veggies to it, like zucchini and capsicum and mushrooms and that, and add some pasta, cooked pasta to it, and it becomes beef Italian, which is in book 1. So just having a bolognese mix is going to be fabulous. And what I love about it is that for me, I'm making bolognese. It takes 2 minutes to make, but then I'm changing it each week. So for 3 weeks, you could have this bolognese, but no one's going to care because they're so different. Now, going to that, this is my little saviour. Now, I know you all say to me, why do you always say crushed garlic or crushed ginger? And that's because I want quick, easy. That's right. It takes 2 seconds to scoop some crushed garlic or ginger into the wok or the pan, opposed to having to chop it all up and fiddle with it. No, thank you. I'm about quick and fabulous. So that's why I love those in particular. And remember, everything freezes really well, and it says it in the recipes how long you can freeze them for. Now, what I love about leftovers, oh my gosh, that word, leftovers. Now, how many times have you put a little container in the fridge and then you're cleaning out a couple of weeks later and there's something hissing and bubbling at the back and you realise it's that little bit of bolognese or that little bit of curry that you forgot about? Well, what I do, because I think leftovers are amazing, I've got these little bags in the pantry And I think they're terrific because what I love about them is they seal really well. You can write what it is and the date you put it in, but then what I do is I push all the air out and close it off, and how much less space is this with a little bit of bolognese, for example, in the freezer. So, you know, get some of these little sandwich things. They're fantastic. Now, what can you do with leftovers? Well, straight up, let's talk about a jacket spud. Like, you could put that in the microwave. It only take a minute or two to cook. You can open it up and in goes the leftovers. It's enough sometimes when you think, oh look, it's only 3 spoonfuls of bolognese, but it'll be enough on the jacket potato because you can add a little bit of grated cheese and have some, you know, shredded lettuce and salad on the top. Fabulous for lunch or an easy Friday night dinner or any night of the week. It'd be great. I love putting them in the oven because then you get that crispy yum coating of the spuds. And sometimes I've even done it with sweet potato. You know, you can just sort of slice it in the middle and open it up a bit, and it's fantastic once it's cooked. So chuck a sweet potato in the microwave and you'd be surprised how yum that is with other leftover things. Like this is where, look, if you think about the cream corn that I mentioned before, this with some chopped up bacon in a potato, yum! Absolutely fabulous. And so, you know, don't think cream corn just to be eaten on its own. You put bacon in it, goes up to another level. But you could also put tuna in with that and a little bit of bacon if you wanted as well. No, you wouldn't put bacon in with tuna. What am I talking about? I'm getting a bit too excited. No, but tuna and corn and, you know, in a mixture is a fantastic idea over a jacket potato. The other thing you should think about is like, you know, adding some fresh, you know, veggies to it, like your tomato, and making up a nice salad to go with whatever you're having so that you feel like you're getting more bulk with it. And what I really love is when you use your leftovers in interesting ways. Now, one of the things, now, do you remember a couple of weeks ago we did the fancy chicken curry? I mean, yes, it was fabulous. I thoroughly enjoyed that for dinner. But I've still got a bit of filo left over from that, so this is what you can use this for, is for your leftovers. So you just put it out, put the little bit of filling you've got left over, spray it, roll it up. It's like a big sausage roll. You have me when you say sausage roll, and it's using leftovers, curries. My favourite one for this is the curry cabbage out of book 1. I love that in filo. So don't be thinking, what am I going to do with that box of filo now that I've made the fancy chicken curry? It could be easy dinners or lunches and have filo rolls. How awesome is that? Now, the other thing you can do is with eggs. Eggs are fabulous, and we nearly always have some in the fridge or the pantry. And so you can poach, scramble, you know, you can fry them in the non-stick pans, they're fantastic, or make a great omelette. Now, I tell you how to do an omelette in book 3 in the breakfast section, but omelettes are really actually quite nice to have as a light meal if you're really struggling for ideas. Now, the other thing that I really love is making my own pizzas. Yes! So this is where we put them in the freezer and just pull them out and defrost them as we go. And they're fantastic because you can use whatever you have at home on your pizza. You know, as long as you've got some cheese, then you'll be right. You can put anything on them. I even do cooked up pumpkin. You know, you can put broccoli on it. You know, it's really up to your own imagination what you do on a pizza, but it's a fantastic, easy meal. And just all you have to do is spread the tomato paste over the kebab bread and then just put your toppings on, bit of cheese, in the oven. 15, 20 minutes later, you're sitting down to a fabulous dinner. And how hard was that? Now, I want to point out a couple of things to you here that you've got to be a little bit careful of, is these two things. Now, when you look at these, sometimes people have the 2-minute noodles as a quick snack or a lunch or dinner to have with something. Now, when you look at them both, they both look a bit similar, except one of them says a whole grain, but it's when you turn it over that tells the whole story. So the one here that doesn't have whole grain on it, for the packet, did you know that this has 11.4 grams of fat? Oh no, shut up right now. 11.4 grams of fat in that packet of noodles. But with this one, where it's got the whole grain on it, it's actually only 1.3 grams of fat. Hello? Which one do you think a healthy person should have? Exactly. So I just thought I'd point that out to you. Now, you know, your jaffles, your sandwich makers, they're fantastic to get rid of leftovers. I love cracking an egg in the jaffle and putting that and having that, and I always squeeze a bit of tomato sauce in it because, you know, I'm an Aussie, I love my tomato sauce. But I want to show you how to make something that's so easy that it's ridiculous. So if you tell me, well, you know, I don't really want to buy frozen dinners, but I want something really quick because Thursday I get home from work and I'm tired, I'm late. So here we are. I'm just going to show you how to make one. So I'm going to make for you chicken Parmigiana. It's out of book 2. So I've just got 125 grams of chicken and I've just bashed it down with my little meat mallet because you don't want it really thick. And all you have to do is, this is the ingredients. We need cheese, we need ham, and we need a tablespoon of tomato paste. So all you do, maybe I should get someone to count how long this takes to do because it takes no time at all. So we've got the tomato paste on. Then we're going to put some ham on. And lastly, some grated cheese. Oh my gosh, how good would this be with either some veggies or a salad? Like, you can't tell me that that's very hard. All it is you've got to be able to have the ingredients at home. So I've even done it where I've done my measurements on the chicken, flattened them out, put them into these bags and put Parmigiana. So I know that it's good for that. So I'm going to just put this in the oven. It's going to take, I'd say, about 20-25 minutes, but check your oven. Let me get rid of this. I mean, how quick? How quick was that? Shut up, I know. It's crazy. Now, let's talk a dessert. Now, this one in particular, I love, and I used it all the time when I was losing my weight. It's fantastic. My kids love it, and it's something that's just very traditional in our house. So what you start with is you boil up some water. I'm just going to wash my hands because I can feel that ham. So boil up some water. There we go. And we want a packet of jelly. Pour that in here. Now I've used this jelly today. What I do is I go with the theme of whatever the fruit is that I'm using. So if I was going to do strawberries or something like that, I'd go red jelly. But I want 200 mils of boiling water. This recipe is, of course, in one of my cookbooks. Oh, I've got my little whisk. Okay, so what we've done is we've dissolved the jelly. Are we good? Right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put a cup of dried half apricots. We're going to put in a tub, or 175 grams, or mils, I don't know what they do on it, but it's a little 125, of vanilla yogurt. You know, I use the Formay. Okay. We now pour in the jelly. Are you seeing how hard this is? I mean, not. And then, now you can either put it in your blender, your food processor, or I'm just going to mix it with my stick. If you don't have one, why not? You can go to Kmart and get them for like $15. So just till it's all blended in and smooth. And we're done. So what I do, oh my gosh, look, I still have them. My kids will laugh when they watch the show. Jenna, you would remember these. These are our little dishes that we used to put them in, and you just pour them in. You get about 4 or 5. But what I'm going to do is, hello, we've got to go to work, or we need a takeaway. Why not put that in one of your little Tupperware containers. Put the lid on and let it set, and you've got a little takeout. But look, honestly, do you know what? The Parmigiana, what's the fat count? I think it's 8.5 grams of fat for the Parmigiana, 242 calories. It's cooking in the oven, it's already done, dinner, just a bit of salad, and I'm good to go. But this gorgeous little dessert has got like 30 calories and 0.4 grams of fat. Now, honestly, I used to have this all the time as a little afternoon snack, or just when you need that little sweet thing or whatever. It's amazing. So I think, I hope I've inspired you to think a little bit more of some ideas you can do with, quick, easy, fabulous meals. Now, you should go to the cookbooks because they've got lots and lots and lots of easy ideas. But today, what I'm feeling like giving away is book 2. Now, I think book 2 is fabulous. And if you haven't got it, you are really missing out, because in here, you've got the Parmigiana that I cooked. You've also got the bean surprise and another dessert that's just because you have to grate up some cherry ripe. It's a little bit longer to do. Hello, did you hear the word I said? Cherry ripe, I know. And that's my cherry heaven. It's phenomenal as a great dessert, but you'll see lots of great things in this book. So if you want to win this, what do you have to do? You have to like, you need to share, and in the comments, you need to write this. Hashtag Symply Too Good. Remember, it's SYM and number 2, Symply Too Good. And then I will randomly pick 3 fabulous people to go and win book 2. Who wants it? Hands up. I mean, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? I hope I've inspired you to think that you can make easy meals at home. You don't need to buy jars and packets and frozen things. You can make things at home so easy. Now, next week's show, I'm going to be in the kitchen again, because it's my fizzy fabulous place. And I'm going to be making a great winter. I know we're getting near the end, but I want to do one more sort of winter dish, and it's my spicy apricot lamb casserole. Now, I just think this is one of my all-time favourites. It is so yum, and I loved it. I got the idea and inspiration from the whole apricot chicken thing, but it's so much more than like apricot chicken. Hello, it's lamb, but that's okay. So just for more recipes and tips, you know where to find us. We're on www.simplytoogood.com.au, and I'm going to be here next week waiting for you, so I'll see you then. Bye now.